And so back then, I don't know, you didn't really see color. I know that sounds naive, but as the numbers went up, it didn't seem so bad. And now there's no, it just seems like apples and oranges now. Mm-hmm. Like they don't want to assimilate these Pajites. They've totally outnumbered the place. And so you can't even discuss the concept of them being Western and Christian because that hasn't happened.
Right.
We used to open the gates, close them, and let everyone get on the same page. Open the gates, close them, great system. Mm-hmm. And then we broke the hinges off the gates. And so now immigration is just, it's fruitless to do analogies anymore because we see what's happening and it's fuck you.
Right, right.
And that's something we should focus on. Not the Jews. I'm fucking sick of talking about Jews. I remember Cernovich said that once.
I mean, who's letting them in?
I'm happy to talk about the Jews and Israel like once a month. But I need a fucking break. Like hanging out with Jake Shields, I had to lie down after. Because it was this, then we drove to the city, it was all Jews. Then we went to 9/11, the memorial, that was all Jews. Jews did that. And then it was like, I had to go get a beer at that point. I was just fucking, it gets tedious. And I think that's sort of the other thing I was saying too, is this crutch becomes, like the left has, I call them Nazi glasses, where everything is about fucking white supremacy.
Right.
And the right does that with the Jays.
Yeah, I think there's some that do that, but at the same time, they are kind of all over the place. You know, like look at the Trump administration. There's obviously things they're not doing, or they're not like directly involved, let's say, like enforcement of illegal immigration. Stephen Miller's running it, but it's not a Jewish issue. You got the corporate tax cut. You got the
But wouldn't you do, who was the Mayorkas or whatever his name was?
Mayorkas?
Mayorkas. Mm-hmm. So you would blame him for open borders and say he's a Jew, but then you would sort of close your eyes when it comes to Stephen Miller fixing the problem.
Well, my point when I say that is you wouldn't say that that's like having to do with the Jews as an organized force. Like the theme of that is not Jews. But I'm saying that
so it's Jewish when Mayorkas does it, but it's not Jewish when Miller does it.
I'm not talking about Mayorkas. What I'm talking about is which issues have to do with Jews and Israel and which ones don't. Immigration enforcement doesn't really have to do with Jews and Israel. Tariffs doesn't really have to do with Jews and Israel. The corporate tax cut doesn't. What does have to do with Jews and Israel is deporting anti-Semites that we got a list from Canary Mission. We're told who to deport. That happened in the State Department. What does have to do with them is bombing Iran because they instigated that war. They launched.
Yeah, if we start a full-on war with Iran, I'm on your side. Mm-hmm. I want that. But most Jews don't want that. Like you keep saying, Israel's going to get us into a global war. If that happens, you were right.
I'm saying they're trying to get us into a war with Iran.
What did I say?
A global war.
Well, that is a global war.
Not really.
If China and Russia gets involved?
But Russia won't upset Israel, and China won't get involved directly. They won't intervene to save Iran. And so it would just be a regime change war. I mean, it'd be a tall order, but I don't believe I would necessarily turn into World War III. Realistically, we're already in World War III. That's neither here nor there, but they are the ones egging us on. They want us to pursue regime change in Iran. They sabotage the deal. That has to do with Jews and their interests, Israel and its interests. You also have the education policy, holding the money against the Ivy League universities hostage to put in place these pro-Israel, pro-Jewish policies. Larry Ellison taking over TikTok. He's basically doing that at the behest of Netanyahu. So it's like, not everything has to do with them, but there's a lot of things that do have to do with them. And I will talk about those things wherever they are. I'm not going to say, well, I'll only talk about it once a month. It's like, if they're flagging people for criticizing Israel and kicking them out of the country, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, but every sane, rational Jew would agree with you on that.
I don't think they would. I think that people like Shapiro and many conservative Jews, they love to see these pro-Palestine people getting kicked out. They say they're terrorists. The Heritage Foundation came up with that policy.
All right, let's call them then. I'm going to call a Jew.
Which one?
I can't tell you. They want to be anonymous. But so your contention is that a lot of Jews are happy with people being deported for anti-Semitic beliefs. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll ask if we can say who he is. This guy represents all Jews, by the way.
Hello?
Hey, can I say who you are?
Of course.
This is Ron Coleman on the line. Nick is under the impression that most Jews are cool with people being deported for having anti-Semitic beliefs.
That's funny. No, I think the vast majority of people being reported or
People
deported,
being-
or people who,
Students
people who
on
are
visas.
here on a visa.
Students on visas, like at
Oh.
Columbia.
I think most Jews are cool with that. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for calling. Well, yeah, I think I misunderstood the question. I thought you were saying just general American citizens.
No,
being
the
deported.
policy they're at the State Department they're running.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of okay with that too.
Okay, so.
Like you're here on a visa and you hate America. I don't even think Chinese people should go to our school.
Yeah, but it's America. It's not Israel. What are you talking about is okay. I'm not talking about the Antifa, pro-terrorism, pro-Hamas people. The problem is they're deporting even people just criticizing Israel. And it's America. It's not Israel. Doesn't seem weird to you?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like they're learning how to attack us. All these sheiks who come here from Muslim countries, they're happy to pay 150 grand a year, the foreign fee. But then Osama bin Laden went to Ivy League schools. I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's not really free speech.
Well, here's why it is, though, because it's part of clearly a concerted campaign to suppress that kind of sentiment on campus. If the Department of Education comes in and says, we're going to bankrupt you and we're going to cancel all your visas and we're going to deport students unless you implement anti-protest rules, unless you change your curriculum on Israel, etc., this is like a chilling effect on speech.
We're looping around. I mean, you know how I feel about that. It sounds terrible, but under the circumstances, these schools are fucking insane. So it's drastic measures.
Why not just arrest the people that are doing the bad things instead of like destroying free speech?
Because you came here on an invitation. Like you came here, the backstage pass, to meet Motley Crue, and you're wearing a shirt that says Motley Crue suck. You're not. Your backstage pass is revoked.
Yeah, but they're not saying America sucks. They're protesting Israel,
Yes.
and they're getting bounced for that. And you're saying, well, we need to do that because I'm saying, like, if someone beats up a Jewish student, arrest that person. If they're on a visa, deport that person. But to go in and say we're going to literally just break apart free speech on this issue,
You're right, and this would be you'd be much more right 20 years ago, but under the circumstances, like it's a fucking. They teach anti-Semitism, and this comes from Marxists hating the success of white people ultimately. Like what? How do you think? Do you blame Jews on Netflix sexualizing children? That's Barack Obama. He's a
Barack Obama's
Marxist.
doing that.
Yeah, he's in charge of Netflix and curating the talent pickers. What, is that the Jews too?
Wait, is he? I don't know. What is? I know
Yeah.
he has a contract with Netflix, but is he running the show
Yeah,
there?
it's the same way Jay-Z runs the Super Bowl. Jay-Z decides who gets to play in the Super Bowl. He doesn't literally run the halftime show, but he chooses. And Barack Obama's people choose that, and he's a Marxist. And when I think of the corruption of education, I mean, it probably is a Jew who's running the unions there, although I think one of the women's, there's two unions, and one of them is black. But that's Marxism. And Marxism is about destroying the West.
Well, and I think that a lot of Jews become communists because they are like subversive. I think they're.
This is a fundamental disagreement you and I have. I believe that if you embrace Marxism, you become an atheist, you're no longer a Jew. You believe Jew is an ethnicity that's in your bones and you can never leave it, and they never want to leave it.
Yeah, well, it's an ethnicity, so yeah, it's genetic, it's matrilineal.
So George Soros is a Jew.
Yes, all day, yes.
Okay, that's the fundamental disagreement we have. Because his father was an atheist. He was raised on atheism. He speaks that stupid globalist language that they invented. What the fuck is it called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But even religious Jews, they will look at secular Jews as like their wayward, prodigal
This is the
people.
core of our disagreement. I totally fundamentally, everything else I'm like, I see what he's saying, maybe I go, but that is like a thump. That's a wall between us. I don't think they think that. I know they don't. Here, I'll call another Jew.
Yeah, do it.
Like, Jews fucking hate George Soros and feel no kinship with him whatsoever. Can you go tell them to hold on a sec? That's my son. He's very excited to meet you, him and his friends.
Got it.
Hey, I thought I was watching you live.
No, it's not live. Shalom.
Oh, no way. Hey, shalom.
These are some of the Jews who own me. So I'm here with Fuentes, and we really came down to...
We believe it.
You could invite them in, Sean. They just can't be on camera. We came down to our fundamental disagreement. And I've had this fight with him before. He believes that, like, even rabbis, Republican Jews, Orthodox Jews, they still feel an affiliation and a bond with someone like George Soros because he's an ethnic Jew and they're of the same cloth, in a sense.
He's not 100% wrong about that, but it's...
Okay, I'm not calling you guys anymore. This is not working out for me.
No, but I'm saying he's not 100% wrong, but at the same time, like, they'd be happy to see him in jail or worse. I mean, they're not going to, like, save him from going to jail. They don't like him. They don't like what he does. They think he's an evil man, and they would want him to be taken down.
So you're saying it more like a rich, educated black guy who's a judge seeing some, like, black monster kill a baby, and you're like, there's a kinship there, but fuck you.
No, I think that that it's more like a father turning in his son, who he knows committed a crime or something, but not even like that. But I think that would be even closer. I think it's...
So Soros is your son in that analogy.
Prodigal son.
Yeah, the prodigal son.
I'm 200 years old, and so...
Yeah, well, if there's one thing I've learned in this debate, it's not to call Jews. I mean... I thought you hated George Soros. That's why I called you.
We do not like... No, we hate George Soros. I hate George Soros. I am not one of them who feels any affinity towards him. I think we should write it. I write him out right now. I'm not related to George Soros in any way. Book him or, take him away, boys. Whatever needs to be done.
Book him, Dano.
Against him 1,000%. I mean, I would side with Nick or George Soros. I mean, I am not on George Soros' team, and I can't speak for everyone. Everybody's an individual, but I think a lot of people would feel the same way as me. But I'm saying those who would say that there is some affinity would say, yes, I'm distantly related to him.
What percentage? Out of all the Jews in America?
Who knows? The percentages. Who's
not with the? I thought you guys love the numbers. Getting down to it. All right, thanks for calling. I'm gonna get back to this.
No problem.
Wow, these Jews are really letting me down.
Yo, this was crazy, man. Even the Jews he called agreed with Nick. What the fuck? But guys, let me know in the comments what you think. If you agree or disagree, leave a like if you want to. Christ is King. God bless.